Hello and welcome to Crime Bytes, the show where we talk about some truly bizarre and disturbing crime cases. My name is Liz and today is True Crime Tuesday. I hope you all are having a fantastic summer and are ready for a good story. Today we're going to start our story all the way back in 2005. The internet was still picking up. YouTube was actually founded in February of that year, and we still all kind of preferred MySpace to Facebook. Facebook might have still been college only at that point. I don't know. I'm dating myself a tad, but today we're going to be on the website Pogo. So this is a gaming website where you could bet money and play games, both against people you know and strangers. There was also a chat component where you could have both group and private chats with other members. So one night, Marine Sniper was playing poker with his buddies from work when he received a private chat from the handle Tall Hot Blonde. Intrigued, he responds, and the two strike up a conversation. She introduces herself as Jessie and sends him a photo that shows that she is in fact a tall, hot blonde. Impressed, Marine Sniper tells her that he, in fact, as his name suggests, is a Marine Sniper. He tells her that his name is Tommy and he is just out of sniper school and about to be deployed. Not only that, he has a black belt in karate, thick red hair, was 6'2", 190 pounds, and very blessed below the belt. About 3/4 of a ruler to be exact. Almost too good to be true, but don't worry, he had a picture to prove that as well. The two became very comfortable with each other and developed feelings for each other fast. Jessie was completing her last year in high school, and she was eager to hear all about his time in Iraq. The two began communicating daily and soon exchanged I love yous without having actually met in person. They would also engage in intimate activity online. She would confide that she was still technically a virgin, and he would confide that he had actually raped a cheerleader at one point. And we'll maybe touch on that again later, but they told each other literally everything, and they just both became obsessed with this whirlwind romance that they had found themselves in. Jessie wanted to send him some care packages so that he could have them when he was deployed, and that's when we start to kind of pick up on our first red flags in the story, besides these two perfect strangers just finding one another. Tommy would tell her that because of the rules on his base, she would have to send her care packages to his father, Thomas, in New York, and that he would forward them to his base. Let's meet Thomas Montgomery. Thomas was a 46-year-old machinist with a wife and 2 daughters who were also in high school. He didn't have a son in the military. He was catfishing Jessie. For almost a year, he attempted to perpetuate this relationship that he felt that he kind of got sucked into, but we'll get into that as well. So Thomas had been married to his wife for 16 years. They had 2 daughters who were 11 and 13, just 5 years younger than the woman he was trying to court. He worked for his factory for around 12 years, where he met the group of guys that he would play poker with, and they would introduce him to Pogo and the world of online poker, where he would ultimately get a hello from Jessie, who was interested in making friends. Unable to resist, he told her one lie, then another, until she was in love with him and basically planning their wedding. And although he had spent some time in the military, he was never actually a sniper. Reflecting on courting Jessie, he claims that if he was smart, he would have ended it, but she became like a drug to him that he needed every day. So this is a bit creepy, as if it wasn't already, but on New Year's Eve in 2005, Thomas made quite the interesting resolution and wrote on his work pad, on January 2nd, 2006, Tom Montgomery, 46 years old, ceases to exist and is replaced by an 18-year-old battle-scarred Marine. He is moving to West Virginia to be with the love of his life. I wish I knew the exact time I would change to New Tom to prepare for it. He began working out, eating better, and really just trying to transform himself like it would actually take place. So obviously, as he is getting sucked deeper and deeper into this emotional affair with Jessie, he's having her send things to him and even communicating with her as both Tommy and Thomas, Tommy's father. Obviously, his wife of 16 years is picking up on some of the changes in his behavior, as we do. But one of his daughters noticed something off first on the computer and told her mom about it. So while he was at work one day, she got into his computer and saw everything. Disgusted, she wrote Jessie a letter herself, including a picture of herself and her husband and their 2 daughters. She tried to explain everything to her as kindly as possible, this poor lady. So she let Thomas stay at the house while they were kind of figuring all this out. Jessie was obviously very confused as well. She thought she was going to marry this guy, and now she wasn't sure what to think, but she was not happy about the situation at hand. I mean, imagine you open the mail expecting a sweet letter from your 18-year-old sexy fiance, and you find out you've been talking to this 46-year-old married dude instead. Not to be mean, but it wasn't what she was expecting at all. Okay, so remember I told you that Tommy, or Thomas, would be on Pogo playing with his coworkers. Well, Jessie would end up contacting one of them, Brian Barrett, to ask him about who Tommy really was, and he told her. Not only that, Brian was kind of charming and cute, and he was 22 and about to graduate from college. And he wasn't lying about any of these facts. So Jessie's attentions quickly kind of turned from Tommy to Brian. But then she'd later tell Tommy that it was to get revenge on him for making her fall in love with someone who didn't exist. Because she started talking to Thomas, knowing he was Thomas, because she missed Tommy. As you can see, things are getting quite messy, and they're about to get messier fast. So at this point, Thomas is talking to Jessie as Thomas and trying to kind of warn her about Brian. He's extremely jealous, and he tries to tell her that Brian is just going to break her heart. Brian tried to remain friends with Thomas at first, but Thomas's jealousy made it pretty much impossible. And soon, rumors that were true about him being an online child predator began circulating around the factory. So now we have Thomas, who up until this last year was like a stable family man. I think he was even a church deacon or participated at church or something. He helped coach his daughters in swim meets. His family is strained now. He's not sleeping in his bed with his wife. At work, everyone's calling him a child predator. And he still isn't over Jessie, who is still talking to him as friends every day. But he was getting really jealous and manipulative even then, and it was getting worse and worse as his life was just basically unraveling and spiraling downward fast. Not that it wasn't his own fault, but he's not in a good spot. And then when Brian comes to work and starts bragging that he's actually going to meet Jessie in person and, as he put it, pop her cherry, it was more than Thomas could handle. So on September 13th, 2006, he starts instant messaging Jessie, "You are a whore and that's all you'll ever be." She signed off saying, "I'm leaving now." And then he sent her some nasty messages the next day. Then on the 15th in the morning, he called her screaming at her so badly that she had to hang up on him. After work that evening, when Brian got off, he went out to the parking lot and hopped in his truck to go home, and 3 shots would ring out shortly thereafter. Thomas had literally just gunned him down right there in the parking lot. When police started investigating, they found Brian's conversations with Jesse in his phone and used that information to track Jesse down. When they arrived at her house, her mother, Mary, answered the door and started talking to them. She initially said that Jesse would be back in a bit, but had no way of getting a hold of her. They kept kind of asking her some preliminary questions and noticed she was just kind of behaving off, and frankly didn't seem all that concerned about the danger her daughter might be in because of this situation. So because she was seemingly more concerned of Ellison kind of stumbled around the questions, she just at one point couldn't contain herself anymore and just blurted out that she was the woman who was talking to Thomas and Brian, posing as her own daughter. I'll give you guys a second to let that sit in, which as far as Thomas was concerned, she was his age, so it kind of evens the playing field there. But Brian was 22 and closer to her daughter's age. And he, poor man, was the one who ended up dying because of this. So this woman would take suggestive pictures and videos of her daughter to use to pose as her in this alternate life that she had online as Tall Hot Blonde. And the whole time she was preying on underage or close to underage guys and starting this insane dramatic love triangle that ended up in murder because she was mad that Tommy had lied to her about his age. I cannot even. This one is just too twisty for me. But when all was said and done, Mary was not even charged with anything because she technically did not commit any crimes. Her husband did, however, divorce her, and her poor daughter cut ties with her. I can't even imagine being victimized by your mother like that, but at least it seems like she got some sort of justice in the end. After all, even if it wasn't through the justice system. And Thomas Montgomery pled guilty to murder in part of a plea deal to receive 20 years. So he should be coming up on the end of that shortly. I didn't see anything about him being released yet. But yeah, 20 years in prison. And that's going to do it, guys. Oh, but the videos that I've been using to kind of help me tell the story as we've gone through it here are from the self-titled movie Tall Hot Blonde, which I found with ads on YouTube. And it pretty much tells the story from Thomas's point of view. And for today's positive note, we're going to look at the positive side of catfishing. I don't know if you've ever watched To Catch a Predator, but it used to be one of my favorites. If you're unfamiliar with the show, basically it would cover an undercover officer posing as a minor in an effort to catch pedophiles online. When they would show up in person to rape said child, they would be arrested. Unfortunately, in 2008, there was a district attorney who took his own life after exchanges with one of the volunteers who was posing as a 13-year-old boy, and the show was ultimately canceled. There was also a whole bunch of debate about entrapment, which was always a problem as well. I personally love the show and would love to see something like it come back. And I'm sorry that someone killed themselves over their mistake, but it seems like an overall loss. Anyhow, we might need to do a full-on episode of this at some point, but for now, I am going to play a clip of Chris Harrison, the show's host, confronting some of these predators.
And me licking you.
He's nude and thinking bad thoughts.
I just never thought I would openly tell a young girl that.
Is okay with me.
But as soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd give anything I could to have one night with her.
You seem pretty confident on the internet in terms of what you wanted to do. What was your plan tonight? Calling himself Bandit 8077, he's...
Well, I was going to give you a hug.
Well, let's
Why
talk
don't you
first.
sit down before you give any hugs here, and we're going to have a little chat. Taking her out to buy sexy bras and panties and thongs.
To see it up close, so you can get a better look at it, huh?
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening? Getting married to her. Getting married. She's 13 years old, divorced, suffers from cerebral palsy, and collects Social Security benefits. He's driven 5 hours to have sex with the screen name Wrestling Dude East Tennessee.
Send me a pair of your panties. Pick a pair you want me to have and wear them for 2 or 3 days straight.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Well, I got to pee real bad. I've been having to go since Nashville.
Before you do that, I've got a couple questions for you. What's going on?
Not much.
Calling himself You Want Come and Get Me 2005, assume that John Raven 2000 is a police officer and he's armed. So, Lieutenant,
What's up?
what are we investigating tonight?
Nothing much.
What's your plan here? Do you watch Dateline NBC?
Well, when I can.
How are you tonight?
Fine. No. I don't do that.
And you
I got a 15-year-old daughter myself.
Well, come
I
on,
asked her
Alonzo,
what-
you brought the 12-pack and 2 6-packs.
Don't know if you want to. Call me up and let me listen to you as you yourself to orgasm. Here we will remove your pants and underwear, revealing your beautiful nude body.
I will gently cup and massage your soft breasts, kiss them, and run my tongue along them.
Call my cell and leave a sexy message.
She does. And then he wants to take it even further.
There, come on, just go over and have a seat, please.
Where are you at?
It's a little late to be prowling around these parts, huh?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Why don't you have a seat right over here for me? Play with my blank. Good Body 1330.
Okay. I'll explain when you get down.
Okay.
You gross freak.
Well, why don't you explain it to me instead? Come here.
No, I promise I'll be right back.
No, come here.
I'll be right there. Just wait. You gotta be a little patient.
Actually, I want you to come here. For old screen name Meat Rocket 8. Do you have a hard time finding the place?
No.
I gotta finish getting changed, okay?
Huh?
I gotta finish getting changed, okay?
Well, I want you.
Hey, how are you?
There
Would you do me a favor and have a seat right over there on that stool, please?
Yeah.
Hard time finding the place, or
No.
why don't you have a seat on that stool for me, please? Please, right there. Screen name Jungle Mania 20050. How are you, sir?
Okay.
Why don't you do me a favor and have a seat on the stool right on the other side of the bar there?
Oh, I won't deny that there was
You talk about penis size here. You have that dark hair. Do you have any body hair?
Yeah?
You ask him if he's horny.
See, screen name Single TX Guy for fun. How's it going?
All right.
Did you find a place to park okay?
What it says on the internet doesn't mean that's what I really think.
All right. Have a
How
seat
about
right there.
those guys? Oof, nasty. Anyhow, it's a shame that things like this need to exist, but clearly they do. And hopefully we will have something kind of like it again because, yeah, they need to be caught. Anyhow, next week I'll be back and we're going to shift gears again. I think with kind of a part 2, but not. You'll see if I do it. But until then, please stay safe out there and don't be bad catfishing. Bye.